So the size of the hole was the size of my nipple. Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good everything. My name is Mary Onyankore. In case you haven't been on my channel before, welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I was talking about my experience breastfeeding with an inverted nipple with my second baby, trying to breastfeed or breastfeeding with my second baby this time around. What was different from before? What did I do differently? And did it actually get better? Are you able to breastfeed with inverted nipple regardless? And yeah, so that's what it is in a nutshell. So if you're interested in that content, please stay tuned, continue watching, and I do hope you learn a thing or two from this video. And please don't forget, as long as baby is feeding, no matter what it is, whether it's through bottle, whether it's direct breast, whatever it is, as long as baby is fine, mom is fine, that's what matters. Stay safe everyone, and don't forget to like this video if you enjoy watching it, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And disclaimer, I am not a pediatrician, I'm not a midwife, I am not a gynecologist, I'm not in a medical profession about breastfeeding or anything like that. So every single thing I am sharing or saying is my experience, what I've tried for by myself, for my kids, and has worked or hasn't worked. That's everything I'm saying. So please do your own research, make sure you get your own information and find out what best work for you and your baby. Thank you. On my page, one of my most watched, not even one of my, the most watched video on my channel currently is my video I posted about breastfeeding, ways to breastfeed with if you've got an inverted nipple or flat nipple. And yeah, so I'm really happy that someone actually found that video very useful. I did not find out about inverted nipple or anything of such until I gave birth to my first son. And when I gave birth and I couldn't breastfeed, Jesus Christ, I was thinking it was meant to be natural, you know. But when that didn't happen, trial and error of everything I did, and I did a video, like I said, of the 3 ways that I think others should try that might work for you. And yeah, I will link that video again. I would definitely advise you to please watch that video first. So in terms of breastfeeding with my second son this time around, I would say I was not able to breastfeed because it was by choice. For my first son, I decided to exclusively pump breast milk for my son and decided to give up on breastfeeding, trying for him to latch. Right? Yes. So I was pumping milk 6, 7 times a day, and yeah, it was work. It was horrendous. I said to myself, never again, because it was just too much work. I wake up 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 7 a.m. I basically pump milk almost every 3 hours, every day. Even baby is sleeping sometimes, I would stand up and actually pump breast milk because I just want to make sure I'm pumping or making my body, you know, think baby is breastfeeding so I can be able to produce a lot of milk. So yeah, I pump as though baby is eating, like every other person will tell you. So yeah, I was doing that for 6 months. At 4 months or so, I started reducing obviously how many times I pump in a day. So it went from 7 to 6 to 5, but it never went below 4. And until I was obviously ready to stop pumping because I was like, I was just producing milk. I had a freezer full of breast milk. I was literally just like, yeah, baby is going to be fine with all the frozen milk I've got. Even if I stop pumping at 6 months, baby's going to be fine. The milk that I was able to save, I think my son had it for another extra 3 months or so. So I stopped pumping when he was 6 months, and then he had it all the way to 9 months. So what I noticed about my body during that those period I was pumping was, like I said in the previous video, when you do pump, like you would know, your nipple is going to come out. It's just basically going to bring out your nipple a little bit, but it doesn't stay that way. It's going to go back in. But what I noticed that after 6 months of constantly pumping 7 times a day, like it's a repetitive task, it's repetition. Your body, your nipple is getting used to that. So I noticed that my nipple was actually brought out and stayed out. Even after I stopped pumping, it went back a little bit, but I was able to actually say looks like a nipple, if that makes sense. People, if you don't have an inverted nipple or flat nipple, you might not understand. But if you do, you definitely will understand what I mean. Because if it's flat or inverted, you see nothing. It's basically just areola that you're seeing. Everything basically is just one. There's just one level, one color, one. There's oneness. But yeah, so I was able to then see a definition of, where the breast pump, the breast shield, the gap. So exactly the size of the gap of the breast shield was the size of my nipple. So it has basically taken the shape. It has, taken the shape of that space, that gap. And yeah, I was like, oh wow, I actually now have some sort of nipple. I can actually say this is the nipple, even though it was was given to me by the pump, but at least it was something. So when I then give birth to my second son, I actually wanted to give breastfeeding a go this time around. I wanted to do it, even though other people might say I didn't try, but I gave it my best, and I just was like, I can't kill myself. 2 days after birth, I had the breastfeeding people. I called them. I went to the hospital. They tried, still nothing to try and help me latch baby. Even though there was that side, that nipple shaped, right, the nipple that is be brought out, I still was not able to, get my son to latch and breastfeed directly from the breast. So I was pumping like I did for my first son, and I went to another appointment at week 1, and I realized that the situation was not even about the nipple anymore. It's a matter of the size of the nipple and the size of my breast. When I'm pregnant, or when I'm breastfeeding, or when I put to bed, I have a very large breast. So it was just it was just too much. Every time I was using I was pumping, my nipple was rubbing on the flange, the breast shield. So I had to get a bigger size breast shield. And obviously a bigger size breast shield basically has a bigger, you know, the space, the hole. This is the medulla flange breast shield that I was able to use, and as you can see, they put here the size is 27 milliliter. So the size of the hole, ooh, was the size of my nipple. So over time, due to the pumping, my nipple basically, yeah, I don't know if you can see that, my nipple basically became the size of this. So now imagine that size of a nipple going into a newborn baby's mouth, and the nipple is not even protruding out that much. It's just a tiny bit out that you can know that, okay, this thing is 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 out. So that is the struggle that I had. That was the struggle that I had. So it was too big to fit into my son's mouth. It was a newborn baby. And apart from that, my breast is too heavy. People that are blessed with small breast, oh my God, you have no idea, literally no idea what you're blessed with, because Jesus Christ, those of us that have massive breast, not just big breast or massive breast, that has massive breast, and flat slash or stroke inverted nipple. Jesus. So it was like an experiment. Thinking about it now, it's actually quite an emotional, stressful. It's just it's just too much. But anyway, so yeah, yeah. So why can't I still breastfeed this baby? Because whenever I have the baby, basically I have to hold baby in particular position just to breastfeed. Trying to get the position like that big nipple, that big nipple, trying to get it, to align into the mouth of the baby, and at the same time, because out of how heavy or big my breast was at that time, I'm having to also my breast, lift my breast up, like when you pull up the breast, because it's like down, and then you're trying to lift it up so that the nipple would come up, and then the nipple will be able to go into the baby's mouth, and it was just a lot of, what would I call it? A circus. It's just too much. At some point, I rolled up a towel, put a towel under my breast to help lift the breast up, and then use a nursing pillow to put baby on to try and breastfeed it. And I literally did not like it, but not the nursing pillow for breastfeeding. So I was trying my best to see how and what I can do. So I tried obviously all the other option I could use, and obviously through this time I was still pumping. I would say I did not enjoy my sleep from my previous pregnancy, my first son. I did not enjoy my sleep. I did not enjoy, because my time, because I was just basically thinking of pumping, pumping, pumping. So I was like, this time around, I'm not going to stress myself. I'm going to pump as much as I can, and I will literally use formula for the rest. Even though I was also trying to see if baby can obviously take it directly. And after 1 month of trying to breastfeed baby, after he's already fed, drank breast milk from a bottle or drank formula from a bottle, there was success. Like, there was so sassy. It was for a very short period, like seconds, but I felt it, and I was like, wow. So before we were able to get there, it took 2 months. It was perseverance. I was just trying and trying, and I was just like, you know what? Let me just keep trying. I keep trying. Every single time baby feeds, every single time he's finished feeding, I try again, and try to do it for him to try latch onto that nipple, firstly, and it's just like, okay, now we did it, now we tried it, I was happy, and then we couldn't do it again. After that first time, it couldn't happen. It didn't happen. Baby is not, it's just back to square one. Trying to get him to, because he struggled with it due to the size, I would say, of the breast, of the nipple, I would say. So he struggled with it, and I just didn't bother or push it as much as I was anymore. So I was just literally letting things flow, letting things just happen if they do. And I was still pumping the breast milk, but like I said, just 3 times in a day. And 2 weeks after the first attempt that he did, put his mouth, he did it again, and I was able to get my boy to do this 3 times overall. I said 3 times because I stopped trying at some point. I just stopped trying to put him on the breast because I just felt like it's gotten the breast milk at least for a couple of months. All the ones I've been pumping, he's drank some, so it's not like he's not had any breast milk, and it's fine. It's taking formula just fine. So I did not really um stress myself about it. Like, my first son, and because I did not want to put myself through that emotional stress just because I want to try and pump milk. So I was not also giving myself emotional stress because I want to try and breastfeed with nipple shield. Oh, my second son did not like nipple shield. He did not want nipple shield. You know, when there's so much going on, you can't even just focus. I keep forgetting that I have to pump. That's basically what happened. I keep forgetting that, oh, I need to pump milk for baby. Baby needs to, have some breast milk. So over time, that 3 times became two, and over time became one. And then when my son turned just over 3 months, I basically my milk became nothing. I was having, like, if I'm able to get 10 mil of breast milk, I need to praise God. I was like, my first son was so different. My body was this, my body was that, but there are different circumstances, they're different babies, they're different timelines. And my life was different at that time as well. So yeah, it's just all adds up to, what what was going on with you at that time. And which brings me to say that yes, it's good. Breast milk is good. Yes, if you can give a baby breast milk only, go for it. If you can't, like I couldn't, that's great. There's nothing wrong with formula. I am not advocating one for the other or the other. I'm not doing that. After my breast milk went down to not even be, no, I just like, what, forget it. I started, feeling sad. I started having, I was unhappy. I would sit down there for 45 minutes and I'll be pumping and nothing was coming out. It was emotionally draining. I was feeling like I wronged my son. I was just like, you know what? I shouldn't be feeling that way. I shouldn't be thinking that way. My son is happy with whatever I give him and is healthy, is fine, is growing. I need to make sure that I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm fine. So that's why I stopped. Overall, just to summarize everything, so that I said, due to pumping from my previous baby consistently like that, it helped my nipple. It helped to pull it out. I was able to have a definition of a nipple. It was no longer flat or inverted. I actually had there was a protrusion. It protrude out a little bit. So that is one benefit, and that's one thing I think any mom might be able to experience as well. And I do hope you find a solution that works best for you and you make a decision that is best for you and baby. And overall, just make sure you're happy, you're healthy, baby's happy, baby's healthy, and enjoy your baby. Enjoy your baby. They wouldn't stay that way for that long, so don't let anything or anyone stress you or take away the time that you should spend enjoying your little one. And if breastfeeding them directly with no barrier or using a bottle is the way you want to get to enjoy your time with baby, please definitely keep trying. You're definitely going to get there. It is doable, and I have tried it and tested even though I only got it 3 times, but it is definitely doable. So yeah, that is the end of my video today. I really do hope you learned something, and I really hope I was able to encourage someone out there, and I really hope I made an impact on someone out there. So if you're a returning viewer that watched the first one, thank you so much for watching all the way to the second one and even all the way to the end. I really, really, really appreciate your support. I really appreciate your time, and I wish you guys all the best. All the moms out there, I wish you all the very best with your newborns, your babies. And yeah, don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please. At my also, I am also